Out in Berea today, Joe Woods met with the media talking about getting this defense ready to play at a high level this year.
Every year, like you go back and you do your South Scout, and you look at what you did good and areas you need to improve. So for us, it just really came down to situational football. There was a lot of areas that we made improvement from 20 to 21, but we had to get better on third down, red zone area, things of that nature.
Joe, what surprised you about Jeremiah Owusu-Formella last year? Anything?
No, he's a good player. He's very, very athletic, very explosive. When he puts his foot in the ground, he can go from point A to B right now. So his ability to match up in coverage, his ability to make plays in space is unique.
But was there anything that he did that you weren't sure he was ready for, or like
no,
you could do? Or
as a young guy, as a rookie coming to the league, you have to learn how the game's being played. In college, it's a little bit different in terms of what they see. For him, his first year was really how was he going to play in the box. I went back and watched every single play when he was at Notre Dame, and he was really playing on the edge like a nickel, he was playing out in the slot like a nickel, or he was blitzing off the edge. So all the stuff in terms of playing in the box was new for him, and I thought he handled it pretty good.
He almost looks like a running back sometimes out there.
Absolutely. We talk about our linebackers. We want them to look like the animals they hunt. So we want our linebackers to resemble running backs because those are the guys they have to defend.
He has talked about turning it down at times, like he's overly aggressive, sometimes overrunning.
Yeah.
Do you see that?
Well, he's kind of a see ball, get ball type of guy, but you have to go through your key progression. We want the fast trigger, in terms of executing your run gaps and your responsibilities, but you got to be patient and make sure your key takes you there. So he just got ahead of himself a little bit playing fast, but that just comes with experience.
You said a lot about. You said that you would have more for him this year than as a rookie. So,
yeah.
What are some of those additional things you have on this plan?
Yeah, well, you always want to activate your playmakers, but at the same time, you have to make sure you're doing the right thing for the entire defense. So we'll always have ways to blitz them, ways to put them in certain positions in coverage. We'll do a little bit more of that this year. That's just natural for any rookie going into a second year. But we definitely want to take advantage of his talents.
Joe, John brought up yesterday this Alpha Dogs thing you guys are doing. Can you tell us what
secret.
that is? Or is it
No,
a secret?
it's I won't get into all the details, but basically we try to make our practices like games. So we try to chart all the information, and then we keep track of the guys leading each categories, teams leading each categories, and then there may be a reward at the end.
Are there four teams, he said?
4 teams.
Did you divide them up, or did you pick captains, let them pick?
We have a little cabinet that divides it up. We just try to balance out the teams. But we're definitely going to get into alpha dog mode here in a couple of days.
Joe, a year ago, the offense returned and had
Yes.
10 coaches system,
Yeah.
11 starters, and it didn't follow. It didn't turn into anything good. This year, you expect to pick up where you left off. Why would it be different?
No, I think when you can bring back the same staff and when you can bring back a majority of players, you feel like you can do more defensively because the guys understand the system. And I put more on the guys in the offseason, put more on them right now in training camp, just in terms of the amount of defenses that we're installing. And you just feel like with those guys understanding that now we can get to another level of what we can do defensively. So just bringing guys back, it's just continuity and everybody understanding the scheme and the techniques that we're asking them to play. The 3 safety package is good for us, and there's some other things we're going to do this year. But I always feel like defensively, I want to dictate the matchups, not what the offense is doing. So when you can go 3 safeties, you can put more corners on it. We have all type of packages, but we'll slowly introduce it so that way we feel like we have more control of what we're doing defensively.
He also mentioned turnovers as well.
Yeah.
I mean, the alpha dog, is that really an emphasis this training camp?
Absolutely. I mean, that's what we live and breathe. That's in our DNA, is that we want to take away the football. We haven't done as good a job the previous 2 years. I think we were right in 19th, 20th in the NFL. We greatly have to improve that because that's one of the major categories, if not the most important category when it comes to winning games.
Do you consider 2 linebackers your base defense?
We're based when we go to base personnel against offenses. Our base defense is three linebackers, and then when we go to nickel, then we'll have 2 linebackers. We bring another DB in, and then if we go dime, then we'll have 1 linebacker on the field. But I said you have all the, you have Ronnie, you have Jacob, Sione, JOK. So you can create a lot of different things out there.
When you talk about adding things
Yeah.
to the defense, is there a point where you don't want things to get too complicated? And
Yes.
how do you lower that point?
Yeah, that's kind of what I've been trying to say is there's a lot of things we can do defensively, but you have to be able to practice it and you have to be able to execute it, on game day. So when you get to the point where you feel like guys aren't executing, making too many mistakes, then that's when you have to really look at the menu and maybe have to pull back a little bit.